What's up, guys? This is Coach Grant with First Down Training, and welcome to the Mike Evans route running breakdown. I think Mike Evans is one of the most overlooked receivers in the NFL. I think he's a top 5 guy, and today we're going to break down what makes him so good. Let's get started. So this is his most recent touchdown against the Carolina Panthers on Thursday night. So what I want you to see, we're going to watch this thing full speed. I beats him over the top for a fade off of a hesitation release. So here, stick in the ground, full speed, selling this fade, gets a little lean into him. Jameis drops a good ball over the top for a catch. Excuse me, that wasn't his first touchdown. My bad on that. But so off the line, he takes this little hesitation hop. As you can see, this DB's not right up in his grill. He doesn't want any part of this press because Mike Evans is a bigger guy, he's a more physical guy. So he gives him about 2 yards, maybe 2 to 3 yards, still in man coverage. His eyes are on him. He's playing in man-to-man. Now, this is a perfect hesitation release here. This is the perfect time to use this release. A lot of guys don't know when to use this release. They'll use this release when this guy's like a yard away, jamming him right off the line. That's not the time to use it. So he takes this little hesitation hop with this first step here, first step hesitation to get a read on this guy. He sees that he's on his heels, he's backpedaling, he's bailing out of there. He doesn't want any part of the press. Then he makes this jab inside, a little bit of head and shoulder movement, sudden stick, toes straight forward, exploding off this inside arch, and you can see what it does. It just gets him leaning on that outside leg, his inside leg, excuse me. All of his weight's on his inside leg. Now, he doesn't have hands on him. That's the great part about this hesitation release, and he's 2 yards off. If we're sudden with this stick right here, sudden with our move, giving a little bit of head and shoulder action, he can't get hands, and then he's playing catch-up the whole time. Now, he turns and runs, and he does a pretty good job. Evans has got his head straight forward. If he were to snap it down on a comeback right now, run a dig and swat him by, he'd be in a very good position to do this. But he is running a fade, so what he does is he initiates the contact with him. You're going to see this a couple times in this video, guys. Evans likes to initiate the contact with this DB because what it does here is you could see he chops his hand, initiates the contact, chops the hand off of him. Also, he cuts this thing back inside to give himself some room from the sideline. If he just runs straight up here, he knows that that's a very tough throw for Jameis to make. He's giving himself, maybe 2 yards from the sideline. That's what mistake a lot of receivers make on a fade is, see, if he just keeps out on this path and he keeps fading and just runs away from him, doesn't initiate the contact, he's a yard from the sideline. So he initiates the contact, gets a little lean, but also to swat his hand off, as you can see right here, get some separation. Jameis now can fade him to the spot where he was. See, Evans was running on this path straight up the whole time. That's a tough throw for the quarterback, but because he worked back inside, Jameis was able to give him a good ball and lead him over the top. Let's watch this thing full speed one more time. So hesitation hop, jab inside, head and shoulders, lean into him, get his hands off, chop his hands, catch this ball right over the top. That's a great job. Okay, so Evans is going to be running this hitch right now. So what I want you to see is it's a little tough to see with his left leg. He takes this speed release. So just a one quick step inside. He's trying to get outside right now versus this press. See, now this is a situation where a lot of you guys love to use that hesitation release. He's trying to jam you. He's trying to get hands on you. He's 1 yard away from him. So this is where we wouldn't want to use a hesitation release. This is where we want to use something quick like a speed release. So let's watch this thing full speed, snaps it down, swats him by, catches this ball, then gets out of bounds. Let's watch this thing again. Let's break this thing down. So we already talked about it. He uses this speed release here. He's pushing off that inside arch, as you can see. His foot's angled here, shin angled to the outside. He's going to be selling this fade full speed for about 5 yards. So he dips. DB doesn't really get hands on him too much because he's going full speed, and he's such a big guy. He's tough to stop, tough to get hands on. Now he's going full speed. Now I want you to look at his eyes. His eyes are looking straight forward like he's just going 50 yards down the field. Everything's a fade till it's not, guys. Everything looks the exact same. Everything Evans does. That's why I think he's a very underrated route runner. So now when he's working up, he's going to snap down. He's going to get into this hitch in 3 steps. So here we can watch his right leg. 1, 2, 3. Now, what I want you to also see is while he's snapping down, he's working this hand technique here. He's slapping the back of his shoulder. That's a point of control. You guys have probably heard me talk about that before. You want to attack those points of control. Elbow, wrist, back of the shoulder. You don't want to mess around, have any times with those hands. But while he's snapping down, he's able to work his hands. That's something all great receivers need to do. So 1, 2, 3, and as you can see, his second and third steps angle him back down on this 45-degree angle. He's snapping that head back around to turn his hips so he could turn around, be on time with the quarterback, swat him by, balls out. He knows it's going to be out quick. Nice catch, then get upfield. That's a great job snapping down, attacking that point of control, swatting his shoulder by, as you can see, snapping down, swat the shoulder by, catch this ball, get out of bounds. Let's watch this thing full speed again. So speed release, self-aid, 1, 2, 3, swat him by, catch this ball, get out of bounds. That's a great job. Okay, so he's going to be running, so Evans is going to be running a little bit of a post and go here. So he's going to be selling post for 3 steps, and he's break this thing up the seam and score this touchdown. And this is a cover 2 look. How do we know it's a cover 2 look? Because this corner is outside leverage. He's kind of sitting. He's not trying to get hands on him. His goal is just to reroute him, try to get hands on him, and then get eyes on number 2. He's not going to be able to do that, though, because Evans is a big physical guy, and he's not going to be able to push him around. So let's watch this thing full speed. So tries to reroute him, eyes to number 2, 3 steps to the post. Now he breaks upfield, head straight down, catches this ball over the top for a touchdown. Actually, this might have been a Sluggo. Let's see. Let's see the depth here. Yeah, this was a Sluggo. My bad, guys. Not a post and go. This was a Sluggo. All right, so he's coming off the line here. So as you can see, kind of dips that shoulder, avoids that contact, gives a little bit of a shoulder shrug, gets those hands off of him. He's not going to reroute him. Evans is a big guy. He knows he doesn't have that. So he puts his foot in the ground. So 1, 2, 3 steps to the slant here. So 1, 2, 3, sudden stick. Now, what he was doing is you could see his toes are straight forward. He's pushing off this inside arch to get vertical right now. Now, he sees the safety right here biting down. Now, why did the safety bite down? Because what Evans is doing right now, committed his shoulders to this slant. He's looking back for this ball, looking for the quarterback, looking back for this ball, selling like he's just getting this thing right up the slant right now, going to catch this ball right off the break. But then he puts his foot in the ground, explodes. Now, he sees that he's got him beat here, but he knows that he's about 2 yards away from him. He's not completely all the way down to like where number 50 is. He's still got to get some separation. So what he does is he keeps his head straight forward. See, he doesn't go right here, right when he gets vertical and starts looking back for the ball like a lot of you guys do. He sees that he bites on it, but if he starts to look back, he's going to slow down, and then the safety's able to react. So he gets a little bit of separation, gets about 3 steps. Now he starts looking back for the ball. Now the ball's in the air. Jameis does a good job of throwing him with some air, and then he's able to run upfield and score this touchdown. Let's watch this thing one more time. So cover 2 look. Avoids the contact, gets his hands off, 3 steps to the slant, puts his foot in the ground, gets some separation, head down, catches this ball, and then scores. A lot of you guys, the reason why I like having my head down in this situation is because quarterbacks are taught to throw this thing with air, to throw him open. They're not going to wait and set like 7-on-7 and throw this thing on a line right here and try to fit in this tight window. They're going to put some air, and they're going to let Evans go get this thing. So he can keep his head down because he knows Jameis is going to drop this thing on what, about the 40 or 35, 30-yard line with air. So he could keep his head down. He knows where the ball's coming, so he could be able to get there. If he looks back, he's not going to be able to get to that 30. It's a great job by Mike Evans working that Sluggo. So he's going to be working a little bit of a stutter go here. Now, what I want you to see is how well he sells the fade off the line of scrimmage. Just watch this thing full speed. So fast. Chatter, gets that DB to bite, still head down, gets some separation, catches this thing for a touchdown. So let's watch this thing one more time. So coming off the line, like I was saying, his arms are pumping, his eyes are straight forward. He's looking over this DB's outside shoulder, selling like he's just going to try to run a fade, run right by him. DB's off, he's bailing, eyes are on him. He thinks he's playing this thing well. Now, what I want you to see is this is the definition. A lot of guys talk about beating the drum. Now, when you're running a curl or a comeback, I like the snap down method. I don't like the chatter my feet and beat the drum method. But when he's coming here, look how fast he's got. Fast hands, fast feet, guys. Hands and feet are working at the exact same time, dropping his hips, having violent hips here. Now, what this does is this guy's got his eyes to him. This causes him to break. He's probably got him on a hitch or a stop route or a dig, maybe a comeback, at least 2 or 3 times a game this game. Probably. That's probably how it goes. So it's all a mind game at this point. So he's going to be biting. He doesn't want to get beat again. He's coming out of his break. Now, Mike Evans is so great about realizing that he's just going to explode out. Now, he sees again, he's got him beat, but he's still got about 2 yards on him. So what does Evans do? He keeps his head straight forward. He pumps his arm and gets some separation. See, a lot of you guys will be looking back for the ball right here. What would that allow number 20 to do? It would allow him to catch up, or 26, excuse me. It would allow him to catch up and make this play, but he keeps his head straight forward and doesn't start looking till he's got him about 3 steps. I cannot stress this enough in that kind of situation, guys. Looks for this ball. Ball's coming over the top for a touchdown. That's what violent hands, fast feet, beating the drum, selling the fade will get you on this kind of route. Let's watch this thing full speed one more time. Full speed, fast hands, fast feet, gets him to bite, still looks forward to get some separation for a touchdown. All right. So this is against a very talented corner in Lattimore here. And I want you to see how underrated Evans' speed is here, because this is a lot of hand technique, a lot off the release, but you should watch his strides. He's going 2 steps every 5 yards. That is very impressive to do and very hard to do. So let's watch this thing full speed. Gets his hands off, and he just burns right by him. 2 steps every 5 yards, showing the late hands, catches this thing for a touchdown. Now let's break this thing down. I think it starts off the line of scrimmage here, okay? So Lattimore, Evans is off the ball, so he's got a couple steps on him, or he's got a little bit of distance, excuse me. So he comes off the line and he does a little bit of this foot fire release. So foot fire release is where you go fast hands, fast feet, trying to get a read on this guy, and he's just gathering info right now. Now he sees that he's backpedaling. He's not going to try to come up and jam him right now off the line because I don't think he wants any part of that, because Evans is a very, very big, very, very physical receiver. But he's closing the gap with him, getting him on his heels, so when he can initiate the contact, I want you to see right here, he wants the contact. He tries to get hands. Evans does a great job of swatting it by, attacking that point of control, attacking that wrist right here, getting his hands off, and now they're off to the races. This is a bad position on a big mismatch here, not having hands on this receiver. He's able to just keep his head straight forward, pump those arms, and go. I want you to see 1, 2, 1, 2. 2 strides every 5 yards. Now, Lattimore thinks the ball's coming right now because he's looking back for the ball. So he's trying to play this ball, but Evans does a great job of showing late hands. This is the definition of late hands, and that's what it'll get you, because the DB doesn't know when the ball's coming. If we show late hands anytime we're catching this thing over the top, then he's able to catch and score this thing for a touchdown. Let's watch this thing full speed one more time. So foot fire release, get those hands off, initiate the contact, 2 strides every 5 yards. Doesn't know where the ball's at, late hands for a touchdown. All right, guys, I really want to thank you for watching. I really appreciate it. Please leave in the comments who you guys would like to see me break down next, and please subscribe to this channel. That would also really mean a lot to me. I'll see you guys next time.